We've created a map of vagina-friendly cities. Welcome, London. They are wild for vaginas in Pittsburgh. In fact, one woman was particularly obsessed with a particular word used to describe the vagina, a pejorative word. Her mission was to reconceive the word.
I call it cunt. I've reclaimed it. Cunt. I really like it. Cunt. Listen to it. Cunt. Car, cackle, cavern, clit, cute, come, closed, close, inside. Oh, yes, then you, then see you, curvy, inviting, shark skin, you, uniform, up, under, urge, then N. Cun. Snug letters fitting closely together. Cun. Nest, now, nexus, nice, always depth, always round in uppercase. Cun, sharp, jagged, electrical pulse. Then soft N, warm N. Cun. Then T, sharp, certain, tangy T. Texture, take, tent, tight, tantalizing, tensing, tasting, time, tendrils, tactile. Tell me, say it, cunt, say it, tell me, cunt. A 6-year-old girl was asked, if your vagina got dressed, what would it wear? Red high tops and a Mets cap, worn backwards. If your vagina could talk, what would it say? It would say words that begin with V and T. Turtle and violin are examples. What does your vagina remind you of? A pretty dark peach, or a diamond that I found from a treasure and it's mine. What's special about your vagina? Somewhere deep inside it's got a really smart brain. What does it smell like? Snowflakes.
Sex workers have a rich, compelling, complex relationship with their vaginas. This particular woman blows my mind. Woo! She was a sex worker, but she only did sex work with women. She's the woman who loved vaginas.
I love vaginas. I love women. I do not see them as separate things. Women pay me to dominate them, to excite them, to make them come. I didn't start out like this. No, to the contrary, I started out as a lawyer. And when I hit 30, I became obsessed with making women happy. It started as a mission of sorts. But then I got involved with it. I got really good at it. Kind of brilliant. It was my art. I then started getting paid for it. It was as if I'd found my calling. I wore outrageous outfits when I dominated women. Lace and silk and leather. And I used props. Whips, rope, dildos, handcuffs. There's nothing like this in tax law. No, there's no excitement, no props. Oh, and I hated those blue corporate suits we had to wear. Although, I wear them now from time to time in my new line of work, and they serve quite nicely. There were no props in corporate law. No wetness. No dark, mysterious foreplay. No erect nipples. No delicious mouths. But mainly, there was no moaning. Well, not the kind I'm talking about anyway. This was the key. I see it now. Moaning was what ultimately seduced me and got me addicted to making women happy. When I was a little girl and I would watch women in movies making love, making strange, orgasmic, moaning noises, I used to laugh. I got strangely hysterical. I couldn't believe that big, outrageous, ungoverned sounds like that came out of women. I longed to moan. I practiced in front of the mirror, on a tape recorder, moaning in various keys, various tones. And always when I played it back, it sounded fake. Well, it was fake. It wasn't rooted in anything sexual, really. Only in my desire to be sexual. But then, when I was 10, I had to pee really badly once on a car trip. It went on for almost an hour, and when I finally got to pee in this dirty little gas station, it was so exciting I moaned. I moaned as I peed. I couldn't believe it. Me moaning in a Texaco station in the middle of Louisiana. I realized right then that moans were connected with not getting what you wanted right away, with putting things off. I realized that moans were best when they caught you by surprise. They came out of this hidden, mysterious part of you that was speaking its own language. I realized that moans were in fact that language. I became a moaner. It made most men anxious. Frankly, it terrified them. I was loud and then they couldn't concentrate on what they were doing. They'd lose focus, then they'd lose everything. We couldn't make love in people's homes, the walls were too thin. I got a reputation in my building. People would stare at me with contempt in the elevator. Yeah. Men thought I was too intense. Some called me insane. I began to feel bad about my moan. I got quiet and polite. I made noise into a pillow. I learned to choke my moan, hold it back like a sneeze. I began to get headaches and stress-related disorders. I was becoming hopeless when I discovered women. I discovered that most women loved my moaning, but more importantly, I discovered how deeply excited I got when other women moaned, when I was responsible for other women moaning. I made love to quiet women, and I found this place inside them, and they shocked themselves in their moaning. I made love to moaners, and they found a deeper, more penetrating moan. It was a kind of surgery, a kind of delicate science, finding the tempo, the exact location, or the home of the moan. That's what I called it. Sometimes I found it over a woman's jeans. Sometimes I snuck up on it, off the radar, dismantling the surrounding alarms and moving in. Sometimes I used force, but not violent, oppressing force. More like dominating. I'm gonna take you someplace. Don't worry, lay back and enjoy the ride kind of force. Sometimes it was simply mundane. I found the moan before things even started. While we were eating salad or chicken, just right there, just casual with my fingers. Here it is, like that. Real simple, in the kitchen, all mixed in with the balsamic vinegar. Sometimes I use props. I love props. Sometimes I made the woman find her own moan in front of me. I waited, stuck it out, till she fully opened herself. I wasn't fooled by the minor, more obvious moans. No. I pushed her further, all the way into her power moan. There's the clit moan. The vaginal moan. There's the combo clit vaginal moan. There's the almost moan. There's the right on it moan. There's the elegant moan. There's the Grace slick moan. There's the wasp moan. There's the African American moan.
Oh shit!
There's the Jewish moan.
Oh no! Oh no!
There's the Irish Catholic moan.
Oh, Lord Jesus, forgive me!
There's the mountaintop moan.
Yodeling!
There's the baby moan. There's the doggy moan. There's the uninhibited militant bisexual moan. There's a machine gun moan. There's the tortured Zen moan. There's the diva moan. There's the student moan.
I should be silly. I should be silly.
And finally, there's the surprise triple orgasm moan. Oh yeah. Oh God. Oh God. Oh yeah. Oh God. Oh my God. Oh God, yeah. Right there.
This piece was performed for some time without any mention of birth. This was a bizarre omission, but then again, as one male journalist recently asked, what's the connection? Our author, Eve Ensler, was present for the birth of her granddaughter. She was in awe of vaginas before that moment. She's in deep worship now. I was there in the room. I was there when her vagina opened. We were all there, her mother, her husband and I, and the nurse from the Ukraine, with her whole hand up there, in her vagina, feeling and turning with her rubber glove, as she talked casually to us, like she was turning on a loaded faucet. I was there, in the room, when the contractions made her crawl on all fours, made unfamiliar groans leak out of her pores, and still there after hours, when she just screamed, suddenly wild, her arms striking at the electric air. I was there when her vagina changed from a tiny sexual hole to an archaeological tunnel, a sacred vessel, a Venetian canal, a deep well with a tiny stuck child inside, waiting to be rescued. I saw the colours of her vagina. They changed. saw the bruised, broken blue, the blistering tomato red, saw the grey, pink, the dark, saw the sweat like perspiration along the edges, saw the yellow, white liquid, the shit, the clots pushing out all the holes, pushing harder and harder, saw through the hole the baby's head, scratches of black hair, saw it just there behind the bone. A hard, round memory. As the nurse from the Ukraine kept turning and turning with her slippery hands. I was there when each of us, her mother and I, held a leg and spread her wide, pushing with all our strength against her pushing, her husband sternly counting 1, 2, 3, telling her to focus, harder. We looked into her then. We couldn't get our eyes out of that place. We forget the vagina. All of us. What else would explain our lack of awe? Our lack of reverence? I was there when the doctor reached in with Alice in Wonderland spoons, still there as her vagina became a wide operatic mouth, singing with all its strength. First the little head, then the grey flopping arm, then the fast swimming body swimming quickly into our weeping arms. I was there later, when I just turned and faced her vagina. I stood and let myself see her all spread, completely exposed, mutilated, swollen and torn, bleeding all over the doctor's hands, who was calmly sewing her there. I looked at her vagina and it became a wide, red, pulsing heart. The heart is capable of sacrifice. So is the vagina. The heart is able to forgive and repair. It can change its shape to let us in. It can expand to let us out. So can the vagina. The heart can ache for us and grieve for us, die for us and bleed us into this difficult, wondrous world. I was there, in the room. I remember.